did not have my phone on Do Not Disturb, and a phone call came in. So as I was saying, give it permission to release. Ask if it's stored in an organ. Mine was stored in my uterus. It may be stored in your stomach, your liver. It could be in your intestine. It could be in your thyroid. It could be in your brain. Your brain will actually map memories to different parts of your body. And having been a therapist that works with the human body for 17 years, I promise you it's true. It's also why you have tension in your shoulders. If you have tension in your shoulders, there's something that's constantly burdening you or making you feel like your back's up against the wall. You can actually address that by talking to where it's located and asking what it needs, and dialogue with it as if it's a child or a person that needs help. It works. Okay, so that's the third section. The fourth section is working with post-traumatic stress disorder, anxiety attacks, night terrors, and things like that. Now, I gave a recording on, it was a verbal recording, an audio recording that I emailed to a few people. But basically, it's the key to healing post-traumatic stress and night terrors and things like that. The key is to consciously sit down with the terror, with the extreme terror, and ask the terror to take a form. So let's say that the terror takes the form. For me, when I sat down and did this, it automatically took the form of a skull that was rotten and decayed, and it looked like a child's skull, and it showed up in the crook of my arm like I was nursing it. It was so awful. And the level of disgust that I felt was beyond my brain's ability to even relay to me, because it was so gross. And so for me, because a psychologist told me, you've got to treat your post-traumatic stress disorder, your anxiety disorder, as if it's your client that you're helping, and quit trying to beat it down, drug it, or run away from it. He goes, the more you do that, the bigger it's going to become. He goes, if you try to move away from it, it'll grow bigger. But if you move closer to it, it has a chance to heal. And so I took him at his word. I did exactly what he said to do, and it completely worked. And so I sat down with this nasty thing, and I forced myself to show compassion. I hugged it, as gross as it was. I hugged it, and I said, I care about you, I love you, and I want you to be helped. I'm not going to run anymore. And what happened was it suddenly transformed. I had been raped when I was a teenager, and when I was raped, I had dissociated from my body. You can do that. You can actually do that, as many of you know, as first responders. I had dissociated, and what I didn't know was that if you ever leave your body, you have to consciously come back to your body. And I didn't know to do that, and I didn't know that I was in a permanent state of dissociation, which is actually what anxiety is, and it's what post-traumatic stress disorder is. It's a permanent state of dissociation, and you don't even know you're dissociated. And so my body was trying to reassociate with me. So the part of my brain that rules my body, or my body itself, was reassociating with me, whatever me is. And so when I suddenly saw that, oh my gosh, I've been in a permanent state of dissociation, I hugged me. I'm like, yes, welcome back. Thank you for taking the brunt of the trauma and letting me stay whole. And I thanked my body for that, because it did take the brunt of the trauma, and it did give me a chance to step away while it went through what it went through. And it was telling me I needed to come back, because it needed me. And so the part of you that's been traumatized, it needs you. So that's the fourth, that is the fourth section of healing that I wanted to share with you. There was something else I was going to share with you. a 5th section of healing. It's way more metaphysical. I mean, this is all subconscious work and unconscious work. And that is, use sunlight. If you imagine the sun on you, so this is section 5. If you imagine the sun on you and it hurts, that means there is something in your consciousness that needs to heal. So like if you imagine the sunlight and it burns, then you ask the sun within yourself. Remember, this is all your imagination. You ask the sun within yourself, sun, you need to heal. And it doesn't mean dim, it means heal. The sun doesn't need to dim, it needs to get well. And so once it's well, imagine being in the sunlight, or just a part, maybe your hand in the sunlight. What that does is it shifts your reality, it shifts your universe, it shifts everything to the better. And so anytime you're stuck, or you're feeling a little cold, or feeling like things are a little dismal or miasmic, just imagine being on the beach, or just out in the backyard, or just in some sunlight. One time I had a client that was in such a deep depression that she could literally not imagine being in the sun. So we actually did a lot of her sessions where she sat in actual sunlight in her window. And that helped her shift, because she was going through her healing while sitting in that sunlight, and that made a big difference for her. Okay, you guys, that's all I wanted to share with you. Those are the 5 summaries, the 5 sections of healing that I've gone over. There's the 6th one too, on your physical body. You've got to make sure that your physical body is as healthy as it can be. I have some incredible cheap recommendations to quickly help your physical body get well. If you need any of those for fatigue, for muscle weakness, low thyroid, low adrenals, mental fatigue, mental fog, anything like that, this is what I do for a living, and I do things using very easy methods. So please just either PM me, or just write a note below these videos. Thank you so much. If you need anything at all, oops, sorry, it's a little bouncy. If you need anything at all, please don't hesitate to reach out to me or any member of this group. You guys have a most amazing day, and if you need help with any of these sections, just let me know. Take care. Bye-bye.